cut a guy's throat on the pull-up bar, and he almost died. And they charged me with attempt murder. And I sat in the hole for 27 months straight fighting the case. They didn't have a knife or anything, so they dropped it to a serious assault with intent to injure. Gave me an extra, I think it was 15 months, 17 months, something like that.
All right, good afternoon. This is State of Florida versus Stephen Testa with multiple cases before the court.
How long did I do in prison? I did 14 years, 10 on my first bit, 4 on my second bit. I was an insane gangster. How long I had been gangbanging was about 11, 12 years. The guy had told on somebody that was affiliated with me, so guys were basically supposed to take care of it, and they didn't. So I befriended the guy actually for about 2 weeks, kicked it, cooked up with him and everything. And then it was wintertime, so I ended up going out through a walkway, coming in the door, and you really can't see when it's snowing like that, and there's no camera under the door. And then I hit him in the neck a couple times, in the head and in the side, and he dropped, and that was it. Another one was, I got one. I actually cut a guy's throat on the pull-up bar, and he almost died, and they charged me with attempt murder. And I sat in the hole for 27 months straight fighting the case. They didn't have a knife or anything, so they dropped it to a serious assault with intent to injure. Gave me an extra, I think it was 15 months, 17 months, something like that. All right, I was in prison. I did 14 years. I was running the yard as a gang member, and I remember I had carried out a hit on a guy and stabbed him like probably 12, 13 times to get him off the yard. And then it was crazy because this was on a Friday. 2 days later, or a Thursday, they had church on Saturday. I went to church, and I can't explain it, but I fell to my knees, and I gave my life to God, and I haven't been the same since. So it just shows you it doesn't matter what you've done in your life. I know people think, I'm unsavable or these things. I mean, God can save anybody. Think of the story with Paul and all those things. And you know what I mean? It took me a long time to forgive myself. You're going to deal with guilt and all those things when you turn your life over to God, but eventually He's going to help you work through those things because He's a gracious God. He's merciful, and He will forgive you no matter what, as long as you turn to Him. That's it. How long have I been out of prison? Since March 23rd of this year, 2023. Coming home for me was easier than last time. Because I had chose to build that relationship with God before I got out. So stepping out wasn't too difficult, you know what I mean? But I cut off everybody that was associated with my old life, besides family. The biggest challenge since I've been home is, I have struggles. I struggle with relationships. Being away that long, you always want to be in one. And I had this want to, or this desire to always be in a relationship or always chase a woman or do this. And that was very difficult for me. And, working a job, I've worked before, but working for so much little than what I was making before. So some of the best parts about being home is the community I'm in. I wake up every day. I mean, God has blessed me beyond what I can imagine. New car, money, nice things. And it's something I worked for, so it makes me feel good, you know what I mean? And then another great thing was, getting involved in the church and getting involved with community with guys that aren't even from here, that live in other states. And then I do a Facebook following with prayer videos, and having people call me from other states wanting prayer and stuff like that. That's been probably the best thing. I believe God's purpose on my life is to reach people by my testimony. When they hear what I've been through and who I used to be, and it's to reach those that some may seem deemed unreachable. So I try to reach those through, God uses me to reach people not in the church, nothing against them, but people in the streets, people that have been through what I've been through. Today before the event was really, really good. We went out to the projects here in Muskegon Heights, and we prayed for people. You know, walked up to people, told them about God, about our testimony, and we prayed for them. And that was really inspiring because I had never did that before. So I believe it's of utter importance because a lot of those people aren't going to ever step foot in the church, maybe, or they feel like they wouldn't be accepted. So I believe God calls us to go and make disciples of all nations. So I believe that for a person not to do that, I mean, it would be a disservice to God and to those people that they could have reached. I want to give a shout out to EI the King, King James. You know what I mean? I just met these guys today. You know, God's done a miracle in their life, and they really inspired me today to do better. We can always do better, but again, connecting with community that doesn't even live here. So.